Sure is good to see you.
Oh,
How's it
so
going,
good
girl?
to see you.
Good, good. I love it. I'm excited to be together because I've been working on something for the past couple of years, really, and really behind the scenes. And one of the things is always being in the mode of a leadership reset. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a leadership reset right now. How about you?
Oh, I'm so ready. And this gets me so excited because I remember when all three of us came together right after COVID, we were all going through a leadership reset. So this gets me excited.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot of humility to be able to be in that mode. And, I've been working this with my team as well too, of just staying coachable, staying moldable. And so as a leader, if I'm not demonstrating that, I'm not demonstrating that transparency and that humility and the vulnerability, they're not going to either. Because, right, it's the law of the lid, right? People do what people see. And it's funny because I had this really incredible opportunity. I was just at this banquet last night, a fundraiser banquet we go to every single year, Christine. It's a nonprofit my husband and I have been involved with since we got married, which was 40 years ago. Can you believe it? I know, and I'm only 41, It's crazy. And so it's so cool because we've known the founders all these years and just incredible, beautiful couple that really just obviously poured their heart and soul into this for 40 years, right? And they called me up a couple years ago because they bought this 30,000 square foot building that they moved into, Christine. And if you can only imagine, that created chaos, so much chaos. And so the wife, she called me up because she knew I was a leadership coach. And she's like, Tina, we need you. We need you. She was drowning. And I'm like, all right, talk your husband into it. You know how that goes. And so we spent 2 years together. I just was pouring into them and their team, and it came to the realization that they needed a leadership reset. And so, literally, they brought in someone from their board, Christine. It was the president of the board that became the interim director. And in less than a year, this man has created almost double the results. Okay, but more importantly, the staff, you can tell, I was looking at their faces last night and talking to them, like they're relieved.
Oh,
And to top it off, the founder, he stands up and is talking. I've never seen him so lighthearted, so enthusiastic. It was almost as if when he first started this nonprofit, Christine, because now he's doing exactly what he wants to do. And he even announced on the stage, he says, I'm not retiring, I'm refiring.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
Let's
love that.
refire. Like, let's not retire. Let's not quit. Let's refire. And
Mhm.
today I want to talk about how do we stay in that leadership reset mode? How do we stay there? What do you do, Christine, to stay there?
Well, I think it's constantly learning and I just want to acknowledge the discouragement that happens with being a leader because it does happen. And
Oh
we
yeah.
um but I think what I've learned to realize is I remember the saying, everything fit stinks from the head down. And I remember getting like kind of like down on myself all the time. Like I'm the bad one. I'm not the good one. I suck at this job. Maybe I shouldn't be doing it. And then
Yeah.
I think my attitude changed a lot when I started working with John Maxwell and just, having him pour into my life and be open to the messages that I think that was the important thing is be open to those messages and just constantly get back. It's like getting back on that horse and saying, okay, well, that's okay. You fell off and now we have to redirect ourselves and get back on. And I think the most important thing is listening to your team, but hearing what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we can listen to them and then we could make ourselves look, really bad, or we can take it personal, the messages that they're saying. But really, when we strip it all away, what are they really saying about our leadership?
Yeah. Yeah, they're revealing those blind spots to us without telling us because they're afraid to, right? And so we all are. We all have that little bit of fear inside of us. And that's really what I'm up against right now, Christine, not just with myself, but with the team and anyone I coach, all the salon owners I coach and the leaders that I coach. It's all about that fear of not wanting to hurt someone's feelings, and I've come to the realization that it doesn't have to be about that. It can just be, I've learned over the years through the John Maxwell leadership how to really coach. And you've taught me this, Christine. You're so good at it, is just get really curious and ask great questions. And the thing that has transformed me is the answer is within. So if you ask a really great question, it's going to draw it out without being so like pushy, like, hey, you suck at this, 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 and this. It's instead, it's like, hey, what are you working on right now and towards? And now all of a sudden they tell you, and all those things that you were going to tell them they sucked at, they tell you. Right? And so it's just so beautiful because it actually works. So that's part of our leadership reset is just really helping our team come up with a really simple coaching tool of what they could use to be able to draw this out of them so that we can work on the inconsistencies because it's all about the consistency, right? So I'm all about let's bring back consistency and make it sexy again.
Ooh, that's a
Right?
hard word for me, consistency. But when
Yeah.
you were speaking, I think my lead, if somebody were to ask me, like you, like, what is your leadership reset? I would probably say my biggest challenge is consistency and follow through because I'm this shiny object
Yeah.
leader. And so I would probably say the focus is on not on my team, but my follow through and um, doing what I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Let's talk about those best practices because, or let's talk about DISC because you and I are DISC
oh yeah,
personality coaches, DISC. And so I know as a high I that my follow through sucks. Like, let's talk about it.
yeah,
Like,
it
like
does.
that's
It
where I suck.
sucks.
Right? So I've had to come up with really creative ways. I've had to hire the right people for the right ways of following through, of people that would follow through for me and also help run those. So like empowering, right? I delegating seems like such an icky word. So instead, empowering, that's what we are, empowered salon leaders, right? We're not delegating salon leaders, we're empowered salon leaders.
Mhm.
And so just empowering them because working in their strength zones, right? And so I know that that's my weakness, that's my blind spot. And Christine, you're the one who gave me the best practice of the Trello boards, Trello.
Oh yeah.
I'm like obsessed with Trello, and my team's not so much, but I'm figuring 10 years from now, maybe they will be because I'm like, the minute that you can't remember something or you can't follow through, you're going to come up with a system. And I'm like, I don't care what you use something, right? So come up with a system that works for you that you can follow through because guess what? Your inconsistency of follow through is affecting your culture, whether you want it to or not. And man,
1,000%.
that hurts.
It
That
does. And it is I definitely am I this is an area I have to work on for sure. But I want to go back to what you said, and it's hire the people that can support you in these
Yeah.
particular things, I think is
Dream
important
team.
because
Team.
I have two people that are in a leadership position in my company. One is in my second location, and she's actually at guest services, and she's never been cultivated to be in a leadership role. And I've only worked with her for the last 6 months and not really honing heavy on leadership, but really honing on culture. And but I have pointed out many times to her that she has qualities that I don't have. So she understands. And one of the things that she naturally does is she always seems to make me look good, and she always takes things off my plate.
Yeah.
And I think if you can find people that understand that their role is to lighten your load, and their
Yes.
role is to go after the tasks. Like that's what she is. She's a task master. She will, you give her something, it is done. I even on Saturday, she was doing payroll and there was a mistake, and it was a Monday. She's not working on Monday. And I just sent her a text message because I wanted to make sure I was clear on something. And she said, no, that was my mistake. And I said, well, I could just subtract it. And she said, no, I'll go fix it. It was my mistake. I'm going to fix it. And then I'll resend it to you properly done. And I was like, I just love this woman.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, when you find someone like that, you got to keep them. I think you found your Sean, right? So I would say that's going to be my next book, Be a Sean, because I want to teach people how to truly lean into what your number one job is. And so I think if you can get to the point, and this is where I was not for years, Christine, and then someone taught me this, and that is your number one job is to make your boss look good. And trust me when I tell you, when you do that, that will elevate you in
Mm.
so many ways, personally and professionally.
I
Like
think it's a great book.
a great book. Yes, be a Sean. And I'm telling you,
Make
your
your
number
boss
one
look
job,
good. What a great
make your boss.
title.
Make your boss look good. There we go. There's my next book, right?
Uh-huh.
There we go, Sean. And that's what he did. And now he's my business partner. So when you find people like that, and that's what we've done in our salons, we find those people that have a lot of humility, a lot of gratitude, make their boss look good, and we partner with them. Because guess what? I am not losing them, right? So I'm going to make them one of my partners. It's the law of the lid, Christine. If you're a level seven leader, you're only going to attract fives and sixes. So that's why let's get back to that leadership reset all the time. Every season, every quarter, look back and say, what do I need to reset in my leadership? And I think most people, most salon owners, most leaders, school leaders, they're not focused on that, Christine.
Yeah.
They're focused right now on marketing, AI, whatever they're focusing
Yeah.
on. And I'm telling you, your leadership is your culture.
Yeah.
People work with you not because you have a fancy salon, not because you have fancy marketing or social media. They work with you because you're an incredible leader and you're always focused on growing. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be around an arrogant leader. Do you?
No. No. And or have arrogant people working for me. I think that
No.
is um so Tina, if we were gonna walk away, somebody's watching and they're gonna walk away and say, I want to do a leadership reset.
Mm,
What are the top three things that they should think about are the most important things for them to focus on?
yeah. And I think it goes back to what you said in the very beginning. Invest in your leadership. That's it.
Mm.
Invest in your leadership. That's the top three things. Invest, invest, invest. And so finding those people, I would love for it to be us because we love to do
Mhm.
leadership workshops and we've
Yeah,
got such incredible content for
yeah,
such a small price. And it's unbelievable because we've
yeah,
spent thousands and thousands of dollars. I know we have all three of us
yeah,
investing in ourselves. And guess what? We just want to give it away at a
yeah.
small fraction of the price.
So
We
true.
just we do because we're so excited. It's like, you see someone on social media and they're bragging about their Starbucks coffee. Like you just marketed for Starbucks and got nothing. That's us with leadership. And but most people don't want to do this work, Christine, because it's hard and it's
Yeah,
icky sometimes. And it's looking in the mirror and saying, oh man, okay, you got to clean this up, Tina. There's so many things. You never graduate. I wish I did. I wish I was the leader that I want to be today, and I'm not. So that's why that constant reset. It's just like, Christine, come on. I'm always on a diet. Like I'm always resetting my diet. So why don't I reset my leadership?
Hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, invest in yourself. So, how can you invest in yourself? Find the people that you relate to, that you trust, that you know they can help take them to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're here, of course, if you need us. So just,
Love to
send us
help.
a message. We would always love to help. All right.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody. Great to
Love
be
you,
here with
Chris.
you.